Bodybuilding is so overrated for building an aesthetic physique. I used to be 75 kilos at 5'8" doing bodybuilding workouts, lifting heavy ass weights at the gym for a minimum of 6 reps. And now I'm currently 70 kilos at the same height, and now all I do is just strictly bodyweight workouts. I haven't touched a dumbbell or barbell for like a couple months now, and so I've just been repping out pull-ups, push-ups, pike push-ups, and self-resisted lateral neck flexion daily for my upper body, and doing the occasional dips. And my physique has actually ended up looking way better with these high rep bodyweight workouts than when I was bodybuilding. Sure, I've lost 5 kilos of weight, but my muscle size is still the same. In fact, my muscles aren't just the same size, but there's way more definition in my muscles now that I've committed myself to this totally different training style that we would actually all benefit from, but are too busy chasing pure mass and looking like shit anyways. Your inflated bodybuilder physique only attracts attention from other men, and you're not getting the choosing signals that you want from women. That's why bodybuilding is low-key gay. If it actually helped attract other women, then I wouldn't be saying this. But the reality is that most bodybuilders just simply get no play. They lift their heavy ass machine weights, which don't even give you functional physical competence. They look bloated most of the time, and they go home pissed off about the guy half their size that they saw on a date with, hand in hand with the woman of their dreams. And so, if you can either relate to this, or you're not a bodybuilder, but you don't want to end up like that, watch till the end of this video, because I'm about to drop some truth bombs about why you should stop training like a moronic bodybuilder and instead switch to high rep calisthenic prison workouts. First things first, when you train like a bodybuilder, yes, you get that size into your muscles, and yes, you get it absolutely quickly. But your muscles look fucking round. Yes, you have that fullness, but they look soft. You have that soft look to your physique. Your pecs literally look like fucking pillows, bruv. Whereas, if you train like an inmate, if you train like a prisoner, you're doing all these reps of push-ups. You're not doing 5 sets of bench, for example, and instead you're doing hundreds of push-ups for a workout. Let's say you're doing 500 push-ups for your chest workout. Your pecs aren't going to look like pillows anymore. When they're relaxed, they're going to look like solid plates of armor. And when you flex, they're going to have that dense, striated, high rep calisthenics athlete look. You're just going to look way better when you train like an inmate and when you do all these basic body weight movements than if you train like a bloated bodybuilder does. And when you actually look at what women are attracted to when it comes to the physique, yes, there's more to attraction than just your physique. But a woman has to look at you and actually like what she sees. And the reality is, yes, jacked guys always get more respect from women. They always get more attraction from women than skinny guys or fat guys or just guys that are out of shape. But the fact is, if you're a bodybuilder and you've got all this round, bloated muscle on your frame, yeah, you're going to have some women, but you're going to look way more attractive to women when you have that striated, athletic, inmate look, when your physique is more sinewy, when there's actual definition to your muscles, and your muscles aren't just some fucking pillow looking slabs on your body. You're going to get way more attraction from women if you look like a jacked athlete than if you look like a bloated bodybuilder. Women love leanness. Women absolutely love leanness. And frankly, most bodybuilders, they're simply not lean because, first of all, they're eating way too much food, using that as an excuse. They're using bulking as an excuse. They say, oh, I'm bulking. Motherfucker, you're fat. You shouldn't be bulking. Cut down some weight. But then even when they cut down some weight, they still have that round look to their muscles, which kind of gives them the illusion that they're not actually as lean as they are. Whereas if you train more like an inmate, you won't have to dial down to such a low body fat like the bodybuilder would in order to look super lean. Simply because your muscles are just more dense, they're harder, they've got that harder look to them, they've got that sinewy look. You can see the muscle fibers clearly. You won't have to worry about your dieting as much, and you won't have to worry about cutting down to extremely low body fats to show off the muscle, because the muscle is so defined that it just literally pokes through. The fibers are on display, and they are on display nicely. And if you want the full framework that I've personally used to build my body to an elite level for my age, since I'm only 19, and I actually did start off with a shit genetic baseline, I actually talk about all of this stuff on an even deeper level inside the 100 order. So click on the top link in the description below once this video is over. But let's get to the second reason now. The second reason why the inmate's physique is simply just better than the bodybuilder physique or the gym bro physique is simply because go up to your average gym bro, ask him if they can do 6 clean sets of 10 or 12 pull-ups. Most gym bros can't even do those clean pull-ups for multiple sets. Most gym bros can't even do 6 sets of 10 pull-ups. And this shows itself in their back results. You can literally see just by looking at them that they can't even do a couple sets of basic fucking bodyweight pull-ups. Their backs are shittily developed. They got dead wings. Their backs look flat. They've got that flat look to their backs rather than that Greek god lumpy back musculature. They don't have that shit. They at least got just a little bit of V-taper at the very most. But other than that, their backs look like a fucking ironing board. They're completely flat. There's no musculature on their backs. They got dead wings as well. The back is just super important for aesthetics, especially the lats. Most gym bros don't have that good lats. They might have a little bit of width, but most of them, they simply just lack the thickness. And the thickness is also super important. The back muscles, they are paramount for an aesthetic physique, for a genuinely aesthetic physique. They are just simply fucking important. You cannot ignore your basic bodyweight pulling exercises if you want an aesthetic physique. You cannot ignore your pull-ups or your chin-ups or your neutral grip pull-ups / chin-ups, because not only does your back account for 50% of your V-taper, but it also gives you straighter posture. You're not so fucking hunched all the time. Lots of these gym bros that do all this fucking bench, that can't even do fucking clean pull-ups, clean bodyweight pull-ups. They have to go on the fucking lat machine and they have to crank out some half-assed reps. Their back muscles aren't really that well developed. But when you are able to do a sufficient number of pull-ups, your back is just a lot more developed. You have the thickness and you have the V-taper. And on top of that, you have straighter posture. You're not so hunched all the time. And since your posture is straight and you're not hunched all the time, you'll actually look like a more confident person, even if you are the same person. You could be equally confident in either, but like you simply just standing up straight because your back muscles are literally pulling your shoulders backwards instead of forwards because your chest is overdeveloped, because all these bodybuilders ever do is just benching all the time. Bench, 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 arms, arms, arms. They don't really hit back most of the time. But since your back muscles are pulling your shoulders back, because you can do 100 pull-ups in a workout minimum, because you can do all those reps, you'll develop a back which not only looks good, but it also pulls your shoulders back and makes you just look like a more confident, open individual overall. And women love that. They don't like guys with shit posture, because shit posture makes you look like a weakling. It makes you look closed off, and it makes them perceive you as weak as a result. Another reason why the inmate physique is simply just better than the bodybuilder physique is to do with the movement patterns. Bodybuilders, their muscles are comprised of more non-contractile elements, more of that water mass, more of that glycogen storage, and that glycogen, more of that sarcoplasmic fluid, but actually less of that contractile protein that produces force. And because of that, they move a lot more stiffer. Whereas if you train like an inmate and you crank out all those push-ups, yes, push-ups are an easy exercise. But if you do like hundreds of them and you just keep on training the basics for like hundreds of reps, that's why we call it the 100 order, because we do things in the hundreds. If you're able to do that, you'll develop more of that contractile protein inside of your muscles. And so that will make your movements a lot more fluid. You won't be walking around like you need to take a shit all the time. And women will actually find that attractive when you have fluid movement. You know, women are attracted on a biological level. Women want to see a man that just simply has swagger to his walk. If you were a girl yourself, or if you were a woman and some jacked dude walked up to you coming like he needed to take a shit, would you seriously be attracted to that? Like, he's nice and big, but like he's stiff as fuck, and he walks like he just shat himself after having a massive Taco Bell meal. I'd fucking laugh, honestly. I'd laugh him off. Because like he's jacked and he's got all that muscle, but like he looks like he looks stiff. He doesn't look physically competent. Whereas a guy that's a little bit smaller than him, or maybe the same size, because you can get absolutely jacked with bodyweight calisthenics. The jacked look could be the same size as the bodybuilder, but you're just going to look a lot better. But if that athlete came up to you, that jacked athlete came up to you, and he had swagger in his movements, he just looked like a calm, confident, as cool as a cucumber guy, you'd pick him over the stiff bodybuilder that looks absolutely ridiculous, that's walking with his arms flared out, faking his big lats. You'd be way more attracted to the athlete that just walks like a normal human being and has some swagger to his walk. And so when you train like an inmate or like an athlete, and you do all these hundreds of reps of these easy, basic bodyweight movements, then not only will you develop a physique that just looks way more aesthetic than that of a bodybuilder, but your posture will just be a lot better as well. You'll have more swagger to your walk. Since you have more contractile tissue, you won't be walking as stiff as the bodybuilder would. So keep that in mind. If you found this video helpful, go check out some of the other videos that I've made on my channel. And if you want to go in on full depth on how you can get this physique with just bodyweight movements, then go check out what I have for you which is the top link in the description below. Stay strong, guys, and push through your hard fucking workouts, because not all beauty is crafted in elegance. Not all beauty is crafted in an elegant manner. Sometimes you just have to be in the trenches if you want that absolutely aesthetic physique. Sometimes you just have to sometimes you have to enjoy the pain in order to get that magnificent physique. And since the process is hard enough, I've made a full framework for you so that you don't waste time in unnecessary pain trying to get this dense inmate's physique almost. So that you don't have to waste time, you don't have to get injured getting an amazing physique with high rep bodyweight calisthenics. I've made a full framework for that. So you can just go down, top link in the description, and go check out what I made for you. See you guys in the next video.